I would like you to welcome to Holiday Island, Mr. Frank Sinatra.
I'm going to set these right back here. Good evening, everyone, or afternoon, whichever one. My name is Alex Koch. I'm from Dallas, Texas. The first piece I will be singing for you is It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. I decided to introduce each song with a little fact, something fun that maybe we don't know about. So the interesting fact for It Don't Mean a Thing is, while there are many people who have covered the song, such as Frank Sinatra himself, the most infamous version is actually by Ella Fitzgerald. And it's part of her classic album. And it's actually one of her biggest hits. So without further ado, It Don't Mean a Thing. A one, two, three. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-ah, 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 do-ah. It don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is sing. Do-ah, 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 do-ah. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-ah, 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 do-ah. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-ah, do-ah. Don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is sing. Do-ah, do-ah. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-ah, 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 do-ah. Boot and dat and david and do-ah, do-ah. Boot and dat and david and do-ah, do-ah. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-ah, 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 do-ah. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Skivity-dum, 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 thump-thump-it-dee. Don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is sing. Do-ah. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is swing. Do it don't mean a thing. Dividum, 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 dividididoo. All you gotta do is sing. Dividum, 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 dividididoo. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-ah, do-ah. Don't mean a thing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Got my cheat sheet. So, our next song is On the Sunny Side of the Street, if I remember correctly. Yes. So, it's actually originally from an old Broadway show back in the 20s or the 30s, if I remember correctly, called International Review. There were actually a lot of what was called something review. There would be like a name in front of it, like 915 Review is where forget your troubles and just get happy. And it was a big craze on Broadway at the time, were these jazz standards that were put inside musicals. So, without further ado, On the Sunny Side of the Street. Grab your coat and get your hat, leave your worries at your doorstep. Just collect your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear a pitter-pat, and that happy tune is your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover's crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. Grab your coat and get your hat, leave your worries at your doorstep. Just collect your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear a pitter-pat, and that happy tune is your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover's crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. On the sunny side of the street. So, the next one is My Funny Valentine. And My Funny Valentine is also originally from a musical. And the musical it's from, the song is being sung by a man to what is, let me put it this way, the song is generally thought of as like Valentine's Day, My Funny Valentine, right? Like, they're your Valentine. Actually, it's a woman, and her name is Valentine. It's Valentine Lamar. So, to my Valentine Lamar, My Funny Valentine. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? So don't change a hair for me, not if you care for me. Stay, funny Valentine, stay. Each day would be Valentine's Day. Ooh, one of my favorite pieces is Mac the Knife. Now, Mac the Knife is from actually an opera. It was actually during the transition from opera to musical theater at the time, and it is called, fittingly, A Threepenny Opera. Now, a threepenny opera was originally written in German, and then was actually translated to English. And I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me, but it sounds very harsh, and it's probably a good thing it's in English now. But without further ado, Mac the Knife. Ready? So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, the shark babe has such teeth, dear, and he shows 'em pearly whites. Just a jackknife has old Mac Heath, babe, and he keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites with his teeth, babe, scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves those wears old Mac Heath, babe, so there's never a trace of red on the sidewalk. Oh, Sunday morning, lies a body just oozing life. Someone sneaking round the corner. Could that someone be Mac the Knife? Louis Miller, he disappeared, babe, after drawing out all his hard-earned cash. And now Mac he spends just like a sailor. Could it be our boy's done something rash? On the sidewalk, oh, Sunday morning, lies a body just oozing life. Someone sneaking round the corner. Could that someone be Mac the Knife? Suki Tawdry, Jenny Diver, Lottie Lania, Lucy Brown. Oh, the line forms on the right, babe, now that Mackie's back in town. I said, Jenny Diver, old Suki Tawdry, look out, Miss Lottie Lania, and old Lucy Brown. Oh, that line forms on the right, babe, now that Mackie's back in town. Look out, old Mackie is back. I figured in honor of Disney and their new release of The Jungle Book, I would do one of my favorite songs to listen to when I was young, and it was the Monkey song, I Want to Be Like You. But yeah, I know I'm not technically that old, but I mean, cut me some slack on that, okay? But what's actually very fascinating about the song is the melody for the chorus, the do-do-do, it's an old Dixieland melody that was put into it. So it has ties with not only jazz, but Dixieland. Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. Well, I reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. Well, I want to be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, ooby-doo, yeah, I want to be like you. Oh, I want to walk like you, talk like you, too. You'll see it's true. An ape like me can learn to be human, too. Now don't try to kid me, man cub. Come on and clue me what to do. What I desire is man's red fire to make my dreams come true. Give me the secret, man cub. Come on and clue me what to do. Give me the power of man's red flower so I can be like you. Oh, ooby-doo, yeah, I wanna be like you. Oh, I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You'll see it's true. An ape like me can learn to be human too. Ooby-doo, yeah, I wanna be like you. Oh, I wanna walk like you, talk like you, too. You'll see it's true. An ape like me can learn to be like someone like you. Oh, can learn to be like someone like you. One of my personal favorites, actually, is I'll Be Seeing You. I grew up listening to it, actually. Thank you to my lovely grandmother, who's here on the front row, coming to support me. She loves jazz music, and she would actually play it, and that's how I heard it, and it was one of my favorite jazz standards. It's actually also originally from a musical that only went on for 15 productions, and then it closed, but the song stuck as a jazz standard that was used. I would like to actually dedicate this song to Miss Lee, who's in the audience, because, well, before the show, I don't know if she would like me to tell this, but I'm going to tell it anyway because she's obviously an incredible person. She came in, and she gave me a bunch of records of old Frank Sinatra music, which means so much to me, and I know how much that probably meant to her, and I cannot thank her enough for that. So, to Miss Lee, I Will Be Seeing You. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park, across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. And I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is through, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. And I'll be seeing you In every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay, I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. Fly Me to the Moon is up next, and it's one of the most iconic Frank Sinatra songs. Yes. We have all heard it at this point, and it is incredible, unparalleled. And his technique that he used for swing is something that is actually still used this day when learning jazz. But the interesting thing about this song is it was originally going to be titled not Fly Me to the Moon, but In Other Words. So, without further ado, Fly Me to the Moon. A 1, 2, a 1, 2. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. They didn't so the navy do them didn't to that didn't to that they never so don't they know they been fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. The next one is Feeling Good, which is also from a musical. There's a common theme here that's been going. But it's covered by many artists, but the most popular version is the Michael Bublé version. And it is one of the newer pieces that is out there right now for jazz, but is one of my personal favorites. So, birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. For me. Stars when you shine, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so good. Feeling good. The next piece is How Deep is the Ocean, How High is the Sky. It's an Irving Berlin piece. It's originally actually from a musical. It's from White Christmas, and it's actually sung by both the male and the lead male and the lead female in the musical. And then it was taken out and used as a jazz standard. When it was originally written, though, it was written for musical theater purposes, but they put a swing to it, and it ended up being a jazz piece, which is generally how things go. But without further ado, how deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? How much do I love you? I'll tell you no lie. How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? How many times in a day do I think of you? How many sprinkled with dew. How far would I travel to be where you are? How far is the journey from here to a star? And if I ever lost you, how much would I cry? How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? Didn't do How far would I travel to be where you are? How far is the journey from here to a star? And if I ever lost you, how much would I cry? How deep is the ocean? How high is the sky? So the next piece is one of my favorite pieces. It's If I Were a Bell from Guys and Dolls. And it was one of the first pieces I learned in jazz singers. I went to an arts magnet high school in Dallas, and I decided my senior year to go out on a whim and take this jazz singers group. I'd always loved listening to it and singing it for fun. And we've actually won a couple of things, actually, but which was definitely a good step. But the first song that we learned in there was If I Were a Bell. And I can always remember my teacher. He's an interesting man. Brilliant. He's a genius. His name is Ken Ellingston, and brilliant jazz pianist. But he would walk up to you in the hallway and do this. Alex. And if you didn't repeat it, you'd get in trouble. So you had to repeat it. It had to happen. So I mean, there you go. And that's honestly what made me a better scatter. But Ken was a great man, and this piece means a lot to me. So without further ado, If I Were a Bell. Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging. Well, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. From the moment we kissed tonight, that's the way I just gotta behave. Boy, if I were a lamp, I'd light. Or if I were a banner, I'd wave. Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're fondly caressing. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a gate, I'd be swinging. And if I were a watch, I'd start popping my springs. Boy, if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding. Ask me how do I feel from this chemistry lesson I'm learning. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bridge, I'd be burning. Yes, I knew my morale would crack from the wonderful way that you looked. Boy, if I were a duck, I'd quack. Or if I were a goose, I'd be cooked. Ask me how do I feel, ask me now that we're fondly caressing. Pal, if I were a salad, I know I'd be splashing my dressing. Or if I were a season, I'd surely be spring. Boy, if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, ding. This next piece is called Summertime, and it is originally from an opera called Porgy and Bess, written by Gershwin. This is during the height of American opera music. So what happened when American opera music was first starting to get on its legs is they began to separate themselves from, say, Italian opera and French opera, German opera, by putting in trademarks. So what makes Porgy and Bess so significant is it's deeply rooted phrasing in blues music, jazz music. And you can hear it in the way not only the chords are structured throughout the piece, but also the way that the orchestra is playing underneath the singers. The intervals that are used, it is not as traditional as, say, what you would listen to when you listen to a Mozart opera. But it is my grandmother's favorite piece, so I am dedicating it to her. Without further ado, Summertime. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you gonna rise up singing. Oh, you'll spread your wings and take to the sky. Oh, but till that morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. Oh, with daddy and mommy standing by. David Duve, den Duven, den Zundu, Zundu Vundere, den Duven, Dure, Zendu Vendu, Duve, den Dave, Pepe. ve. Days into vindu zindu du ve, vindu zundu vende de ve, vende de vindi vi, vindu zindu bumbu de. Oh, one of these mornings you gonna rise up singing. Oh, you'll spread your wings and take to the sky. Oh, but till that morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. Oh, with daddy, 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 and mommy, mommy standing by. Oh, summertime, and the living is easy. The second to last one is Blue Skies, which, guess what it's from? It's from a musical. And what is the... Right, it's originally from the musical Betsy, which I didn't know, actually. Like, most of them I knew were kind of where they came from and, like, had, you know, musical traditions and everything, but I had no idea. I just assumed it was a jazz standard that had been written. So that was actually fascinating to find out. But it was made famous, actually, once again, by Ella Fitzgerald. Now, Frank Sinatra has a fantastic version, but Ella Fitzgerald's scat section, which is also called the soli section, is considered to be one of the most iconic. But without further ado, Blue Skies. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. The indu vindu de indu, the indu vindu de vindu to ten de vem de vente zem bebu dip bin tin de vin de vindu so pe verente. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going oh so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Oh, blue skies from now on. So sitting right over here, the lovely three people that are right here, this is my father, Jeff Cook, my aunt, Lisa Barclay, and my grandmother, Rhoda Stelcheck. They drove in from Dallas to see me for this. But and they're absolutely fantastic. I come from a family of super nerds. My father here has his PhD in software engineering. I'm going to brag on you for a minute. He has his PhD in software engineering, was a member of Mensa. He's a genius. Okay, this is not related, but it's a very funny story. So, there was kind of like, my dad and I, we get along really, really well, but, we have big differences in our interests. But I didn't know this. But when I started when I went to college and was becoming a music major and everything, he started listening to audio tapes in the car because my father loves to learn. And so he learned music history. And I think one of the funniest comments that ever was made to me was something was going on and there was singing and it was terrible. And basically it was so bad to the point where it's just absolutely dissonant and a complete mess. And my father chuckles to himself and he goes, sounds kind of like Schoenberg. And I was like, what? And then he was like, and then he explained to me that he had been listening to these tapes and was very proud, displaying interest in what I was doing. But yeah, I just want to brag on you for a minute, just spur of my mind. But the last piece is My Way. What a better way to finish it, right? It's one of Frank Sinatra's most iconic songs, and it originally actually was written in French. Now, my big question is, so whenever you're translating, you don't translate things necessarily word for word. So it was originally written from French poetry, and then it was translated to English. If you take the literal translation, it's a mess. So how they got it to be so close to the original translation and still so poignant, to me, is a very impressive and very expressive thing. So without further ado, My Way. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I had bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, Oh no, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Yes, it was my way.
Would you please be seated? Because we are not through, believe it or not. Wow. I'm always asked what is my favorite music because a lot of people associate me with opera. And I never lie. I love jazz best. And we are here today because of the Woodward family. And many of you probably knew Bill. But when Bill passed away, my memory is he wanted a Dixieland New Orleans jazz funeral. And I played in it, and we had a group right over here, and it was one of the most beautiful moments of life. And today, we have had that beautiful moment because music was a lot better than sitting home and watching some golf tournament, right? Okay, so we have been blessed today. We're so glad the family is with us, and our pastor has something very special now for Mr. Alex.
I'd like to also thank Gary in the back for making everything sound so good. And I have been in ministry for 47 years now, and I have not heard anybody any better than this lady right over here. Now, 7 weeks ago, you wandered through these doors, and we met you. And who would have known that your last couple of hours in this area that you'd be doing this with us? We very much appreciate it. We appreciate you being part of our church family here for a couple Sundays. And I think many of you saw this poster. I mean, it's all over the place. And again, Gary did the advertising for us. And the first Sunday he was here, he got a little cross just to be reminded of being with us. And I hope this will remind you of this very special day that we shared together. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead. Now, I've been upstage more than once in my life, and I would like Lee Guthrie, please, to stand. Lee, where are you? Lee is the lady that brought those fabulous Sinatra records to him. And how did she upstage me? They were a lot better than these two Sinatra collector's copies, Paper Doll and Saturday Night.
Wow.
This outstanding talent will be out here in our narthex, and Holiday Island Community Church is so pleased to have brought them to us today, and we hope to see him again in the future, don't we?